So while every other video game publisher and business conglomerate out there seems to be trying their hardest to one-up each other on who can nosedive the fastest, Nintendo's just out here quietly asserting their dominance over the entire video game landscape as we know it. So, business as usual then, huh? Hello everybody, welcome to Critical Chat, a weekly show where I chat critically about, what else? Video games. And today we're going to be talking all about Nintendo. So I genuinely meant what I said. It really does feel like all of these big gaming companies, these big business units, are just in a lot of turmoil and confusion right now. I'm talking about PlayStation. I'm talking about Xbox. I'm talking about Krafton. Goodness gracious, Krafton, what is going on? I'm talking about Ubisoft. What's happening here? So during the big COVID gaming boom, a lot of these bigger companies decided to heavily invest in gaming by spending millions and billions of dollars on other companies. And at this point, in hindsight, it feels like some of the worst decisions, some of the dumbest ideas these companies have ever made in the history of their existence, like the purchase of Bungie. What was the plan there? And while those companies were making bad business blunders, Nintendo was just making really good video games, earning the trust of their fan base, and establishing that the Switch is here to stay. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Nintendo's good ideas. How and why is Nintendo succeeding so much in this landscape right now? And how can they continue to do so? And what are some of the bad ideas that are upcoming as well that might hurt them in the future? So firstly, we have to talk about Nintendo's efforts in Hollywood. The Mario movie, as much as look, hate is a strong word here. As much as I somewhat kind of maybe like the movie, it is a good idea to have a Super Mario Bros. Movie. Clearly, it is a good idea. And we are hot off the heels of the Legend of Zelda cast announcement. Link and Zelda have been cast. I don't really have much to say. I guess I could see this person in a tunic. I guess I could see this actress waving her hand and making sparkles. Sure, I believe that. Look, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe that's coming, I'm not saying that it is a part of the same universe. I don't think we're getting a Smash Bros. Movie, all right? I don't think that's happening. There's a DK movie coming, right? There's probably going to be a Kirby movie, a Star Fox movie. These things are probably going to happen, and they're all probably really good ideas. Video game film and television has kind of started to become a thing. We were in a period where pretty much all video game adaptations were just absolute dog crap, were just absolute toilet water. And now, I don't know, things are starting to get a little bit better. And even when they're kind of bad, and there's been a lot of kind of bad, including the Mario movie, people are more willing to accept them, I guess. People are more willing to throw them a bone and say, hey, nice try. And what's so crazy is that it is extremely high risk, right? We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars going into these film projects. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of minimal risk because of how strong Nintendo's IP is. As long as you put in the effort, as long as you try to make a somewhat decent movie, people will show up. I legitimately believe that the Legend of Zelda movie is going to make bonkers money. It's going to break box office records. And no, I'm not going to sit here and say that Star Fox is going to make a bill at the box office, but I do think it's going to make more than Thunderbolts. I do think a Kirby movie probably will rival Fantastic Four at the box office. I'm just saying. Nintendo's investment in the film industry and their future projects that are coming about are absolutely a good idea. We're printing money. We're printing money. And that feeds into another really good idea from Nintendo. Look, I'm going to make this one brief because, frankly, I'm not really in the right tax bracket to be hanging out with DK and Mario in Universal Studios. But, yeah, this is a good idea. I'm just going to, yeah. I mean, people are going in droves. Is it awesome? Is it cool? It looks cool in the videos. I like seeing Miyamoto hang out with DK here. That's cool. I'm assuming to people that have gone, I've heard that it's a good experience. I've heard it's cool. People are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars at these parks, and yeah, and it looks like they're continuously investing in it too. So yeah, it's probably printing money from them as well. Yeah, this is a good idea. I don't have much to say. Sorry. So we should probably talk a little bit about Nintendo's video games, right? At least a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. Oh my goodness gracious. Nintendo's pretty good at this, huh? So it's not only Nintendo's constant need to innovate that should be studied by other game companies, it's also its output, right? Over the last 10 years, we have had so many great Nintendo games. Significantly more than Nintendo's competitors. And yeah, like Mario Strikers isn't like an incredible video game. ARMS is not a masterpiece, but it's a game, right? It's a smaller budget game too that you can put out in between your bigger tentpole titles. And I don't think these companies need me to say this, but not every single video game has to be quadruple A. Nintendo is consistently proving that. I don't need to see the reflection of sweat off of every main character's brow in every video game, right? It's okay to have a game that doesn't look incredible. I don't need ray trace sweat, all right? I just want to play the game. Now, I don't know if it's me specifically, but I feel like over the last 10 years, I feel like Breath of the Wild specifically changed something in Nintendo, right? I feel like they're trying their absolute hardest to reinvigorate their older franchises, make new games of these older IP. And Mario Wonder was a great example of that. Right? We had so many boring looking 2D Mario games, and then Mario Wonder just comes out of nowhere and looks incredible. Right? It feels fresh. It feels new. There was like 5 or 6 2D Donkey Kong games. It felt like Donkey Kong was stuck in the 2D plane forever. And then Bonanza gets announced, and my goodness gracious. I'm playing this game during the launch night, and I'm tearing up because of the quality. I'm tearing up because I can't believe how good Nintendo is at this. Legitimately. Yeah, Nintendo's further investment in their gaming front, in their teams, their IP, the staff, and just their general output, that's probably a really good idea. I think that if Nintendo can just get these games out just a little bit faster, I think they're in a really good spot. I do. If we can get like a Bonanza and a Breath of the Wild just a tad bit faster, Nintendo's already dominating, and I think that just further asserts that dominance. So we should probably talk a little bit about Nintendo's bad ideas too, and I do think that their de-investment in physical media and their lack of communication when it comes to the whole game key card thing it's pretty bad. It's kind of a bad look, I'm not gonna lie. And look, I'm not a big physical media guy. I'm not even a big physical thing kind of guy. Like, you can throw all of this stuff away on my shelf here and I wouldn't sweat. I wouldn't be too upset about that, to be honest. But Nintendo fans love their physical doodads. They truly do, and Nintendo knows this, and they have a grasp on this market. They have multiple stores and theme parks where they sell this crap, where you can buy Chain Chomps and purple Yoshis and blue Kirbys, big, pillowy Kirbys. Right? They have so much merch and physical things, and Nintendo fans are known to be collectors of this crap, including their actual games, right? Including the actual physical games. And Nintendo's sort of pulling away from that is scaring people. It's scaring Nintendo fans. And I'm not even saying Nintendo is fully de-investing in that, right? All of their games are coming on the card, right? We have not seen a game key card from a first-party Nintendo game. But the fact that that's even an option for third party, the fact that that's even a thing in conversation right now scares people. Just the lack of communication and just this whole mess that's been going around over the last month and a half has been kind of stressful. And it's been bad headline after bad. It's been like the one thing in Nintendo that just like hasn't been super cool, right? No one likes reading that headline about game key cards, about Street Fighter 6 being on a game key card. Like that I don't know. It's just a bad idea, right? It's bad optics. It's a bad idea. Sorry, Nintendo. Something else that isn't really cool is Nintendo's weird stuff, man. I'm talking about the Welcome Tour, right? Charging money for that. What was that about? Even like 1-2 Switch. Even charging money for that. Drag and Drive, dude. What is this game? It's a wheelchair game, but they don't want to call it a wheelchair game. It looks like a bare bones alpha to a game that shouldn't exist. It looks like a tech test for the mouse controls. I can't believe they're charging money and this is a real video game coming out. I don't get it. There's just some things at Nintendo where I'm baffled by the decision making. What's that now? Why are you doing this? I mean, I'll straight up say it. The mouse controls on the Joy-Con, stupid. No, for real, it's really stupid. I can't think of a single use yet. When we're watching Treehouse and they're trying to demonstrate aiming in Metroid Prime 4 with the mouse controls and they're failing miserably. Because the game is not designed to have it. The game is designed to have lock-on. That's the whole point. That's how Prime plays. And they're trying to insert this feature in there and it just doesn't work. Drag and Drive might weirdly be the coolest idea they've had for the mouse controls, but that looks terrible too. Watch Treehouse play that and tell me they're having fun. Tell me they're having a good time while playing this. I think it's the lack of a single good idea for the mouse controls, really. It's kind of surprising to me. At least the AR sensor in the Switch original Joy-Con, there was something cool there, right? There was some WarioWare games that were pretty sick, right? There was obviously 1-2 Switch, and there was the fitness ring game, Ring Fit Adventure. That's a thing that was kind of cool. And the Labo stuff too, right? There was plans for that AR sensor to be used, and I just did not see any of that at the big Switch 2 reveal event. I didn't feel like there was a single project that really took advantage of those mouse controls. Even PC stuff being ported over, I'm like, do you really want to do that? Do you want to play Civ 7 with Joy-Con mouse controls? Yeah, the mouse controls, pretty bad idea, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe Mario Paint hasn't been revealed yet, right? We haven't seen Mario Paint. It's coming out this year. It's gonna really take advantage of, but you should show that at the Switch reveal event. You should show that Mario Paint game, right? It's a bad idea. And it stinks. It's a stinky bad idea. Prove me wrong, Nintendo. I'm ready to be proven wrong here, for sure. All in all, Nintendo has a lot of great ideas and innovation in this industry, right? Other companies are chasing the coattails of Nintendo right now. Nintendo isn't dominating. They already have dominated. I don't think there's ever a chance for any of these other companies to even come close to the kinds of success that Nintendo has seen. And Nintendo continues to prove that every single year. Yes, there's some really dumb ideas. Yes, Nintendo has done some really stupid things, but nowhere close to the amount of stupid things that Xbox and Microsoft have done. Thank you so much for watching today's entry of Critical Chat. Make sure to comment down below and give me your thoughts on everything that I had to talk about today. Hit that like button, follow me on Twitch, hop on the airship that is my Discord, and until next time, party on. Okay, but what really is going on with Ubisoft right now? I didn't want to make my first entry of Critical Chat about video game business blunders, but I gotta at least talk about this a little bit. So full disclosure, this is a very complicated, sticky business situation that I honestly don't fully understand, but essentially Ubisoft is spinning off into a separate entity, and this entity is being funded by a $1.5 billion investment from Tencent, who already owns 10% of Ubisoft. And this entity is only focused on 3 key pillar franchises. That's Assassin's Creed, that's Far Cry, and that's Rainbow Six. Are you still with me? Well, get this. One of the people in charge of this separate entity is Yves Guillemot's son, Charlie Guillemot. So there's some nepotism happening here, I guess. What makes Charlie Guillemot the right fit for this entity in charge of Assassin's Creed, one of the biggest video game franchises of all time? Well, it's his previous work at Owliant, a studio that worked on a game called Hours? Hours? I think that's what this is called. And this is like a free-to-play mobile horse game. Run the equestrian center of your dreams and join a community of millions of players. Millions of people play this video game. I've never heard of this. Look at this. take part in minigames to win exclusive rewards. This is the head of Assassin's Creed. This is the last game that he worked on.